Happy Juneteenth. I want to encourage you guys to appreciate where we are and where we've come from. We have much further to go. Not everyone celebrates Juneteenth, and that's okay. It's not meant for everyone, and that's okay as well. But just you as an individual, be appreciative of the holiday that we have in front of us. So, be real with y'all, man. It's going to be what it is when I say what I got to say. But I'll be honest with you, some of y'all are just very difficult to be around. Some of you are just so unpleasant to talk to, so unpleasant to engage with. Some of you just so unpleasant to have in certain spaces. How do you know that you're an unpleasant person? There are signs to being unpleasant. One is you being unwilling to compromise and sacrifice for the greater good of the other people around you. That's one thing that shows you being unpleasant. A second thing of you being an unpleasant person to be around, you're always argumentative, like always. It always has to be your way. It always has to be the last thing that you say. That's unpleasant to be around. Another thing, it's always about you. Everything about you ain't about you, big dog. Ma'am, sorry, everything ain't about you. You gotta get off that high horse. Another thing that makes you an unpleasant person to be around is that when you go somewhere, you decide to cause tension and friction among the individuals or the space that you and other people would be accompanying. That is unpleasant, man. And a lot of times, when someone tells you about yourself, you don't want to hear it. I've always been this way. I'm never going to change that. Then you lack growth. Now, I can agree that there are things about us that we should retain as good traits and qualities about ourselves. But then there are some things that as we grow and get older, that we should change. If you're a patient person and you're quiet and you're not quick to respond just because someone says something, that I don't think that's a bad trait. But if you always yelling at somebody, you always cussing somebody out, or you always got to have the last word, that's something that you should probably work on, man. That doesn't make you a pleasant or decent person to be around. It makes you someone that people will avoid. People will avoid you once they start noticing and seeing those traits in you. So this isn't as characteristic of me to say something like this on my platform, but sometimes we just have to say what it is. It don't need to be nothing that's worked on, scripted, thought out. Some of y'all are just unpleasant to be around and talk to. Somebody got to tell you. Because what happens is you're going to go out here and you're going to continue to ruin relationships, ruin friendships, ruin your children to another degree, and then wonder why no one's there for you when you need them. Call them. Now, this isn't a thing where you're speaking the truth or you're speaking about stuff that people don't want to hear. No, you're probably just a difficult person to be around. You're difficult to talk to. You're difficult to interact with and engage with. You're difficult to have around at family functions. You're difficult to take to work events. You're difficult to go to business proposals with. You're difficult to even take to the store. These are things that actually happen that people just are afraid to say something to somebody because they don't want to be by themselves. I don't believe God designed us to be by ourselves, so that's a whole nother conversation and topic. But you shouldn't continue to do the things that are going to put you in a space or a place where you're going to end up being by yourself. Be a good person, man. Be good to people. It's okay to congratulate somebody else and be proud of somebody else. It's okay to uplift somebody else. It's not always about you. When you make stuff about yourself, you put yourself in a situation and a predicament where you're slowly pushing people away from you that honestly and authentically want to be there. Don't be that person. We got to change. We got to grow. We have to evolve. Evolution is inevitable. We have to evolve. Don't be that person, man. Let me know what you think in the comment and subscribe. Ace out. I'll see you all soon.